Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name is Max, and I'm back with another Vintage Cube Feeder League. And we got our pack one, pick one in front of us here. If you haven't checked out my channel, it's youtube.com/snapbolt. I've been doing a bunch of these feeder leagues on there. There's been some really good ones, so go check them out. Again, youtube.com/snapbolt. And if you want to support me and my content, the best way to do so is to subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much for that. Let's get right into this draft. We have a Jace. Jace is good, but it's not really what it was. I've been really impressed with Springheart and Antuco, and I've been less and less impressed with Jace. Like in one of my previous drafts, I had it and I was siding it out sometimes. It's just harder to protect. It's pretty expensive. It's just, it is really good still, but Springheart, on the other hand, has been really impressing me. Like bestow it onto like a Knight of the Reliquary, start copying that, getting more landfall triggers, can really go off. I even copied the legendary 5 mana 5/3, which was pretty sick. And just kind of went off making a bunch of 5/3 tokens. Okay, our pack two here, or pack one, pick two. The best card in the pack is Shieldred, and I think I'm going to take it. It doesn't necessarily go with Springheart. I don't necessarily want to be um, just straight black green mid, but it doesn't mean we have to be that. Dak Faden's another good card, Nissa's a good card, but Shieldred is so good, and there's some really good combos with it, like Wheel of Fortune, stuff like that. So I'm going to take the Shieldred here and see where it goes. If you're not familiar with these drafts, you have to 4-0 these feeder leagues in order to get an invite token. That invite token gets you an entry into a 64-player event. If you win that 64-player event, you get a token entry into one final draft. If you win that draft, you get to go to Vegas to play Vintage Cube in person, where you get to keep all the cards, including all the power. So pretty sick. Okay, I'm gonna really veer from my first pick of Springheart and Antuco. There's the Knight, which it's not like a high pick or anything, but I have just done this combo, which was pretty sick. But I'm gonna take Griselbrand here. Goes, I think, really well with Shieldred. Maybe I can go into like a black reanimator based deck. The fact that Griselbrand is here third is pretty nice. There's Bitter Triumph, there's Unearth, there's Creeping Tar Pit. There's other cards I could get back if this archetype is open. And just having Shieldred and Griselbrand gives me like a nice place to be an unfair black deck, which I think is a good spot. Okay, now what do we do here? Best card in the pack is Solitude. Other good cards that I could take would be Ponder, Shadowgrange, Archfiend. This card actually really impressed me as well. It's a 7 mana 8/4. When it ETBs, they sack their creature with the greatest power and you gain life. But it has madness for 3 mana and you pay 8 life. So if you have like a reanimator deck with a bunch of discard outlets, you just discard this, pay 3, you get an 8/4, they sack their biggest thing, but then you gain a bunch of life. So as long as you have the life, the pay life isn't that much of a cost. That being said, this will probably wheel anyway. I think I'm going to take Ponder. There's also Urborg, but I don't think we need that. There is, I guess, there is Soul Cauldron, which goes really well with Griselbrand. Could probably wheel Soul Cauldron or Archfiend, but I think taking the Ponder now is just going to be the most important thing. And now, Inquisition's fine. It's not Thoughtseize. Grist is really good. Battle Ball's fine. Skydiver's a good card, but slamming Underground Sea with Ponder, Shieldred, Griselbrand, and maybe this Springheart and Antuco is just gone, and I should have taken Jace, but who knows? Maybe if I took Springheart, we go into like a Nadu type deck, and Springheart's where we want to be. So it's hard to know. I don't think Springheart was a bad pick. Just we didn't end up following that route. Okay, I think the picks here are between Stern Scolding, Fabled Passage, I guess Hedge Maze, Cut Down, and I think it's between Stern Scolding and Cut Down. I do like Cut Down a fair amount, but I like Stern Scolding, I think, better. There's so many strong, like, enter the battlefield effects. I think having the stack interaction, the counter spells, are so good in this cube. The 2 mana counters, Memory Lapse, Mana Leak, that sort of thing. Stern Scolding kind of included in the cheap counters, um, are really, really strong. All right. I'm gonna try to go Reanimator here. Shallow Grave is here. I have the Griselbrand. I don't have like discard outlets yet, but Shallow Grave, seventh pick. I have a lot of the other stuff that I want. I have Underground Sea, Ponder, Interaction, and then two good threats. I'm gonna slam the Shallow Grave here over Preacher and Probe. In pick 8, there's nothing I really want at all. I guess I'll just take a Thassa's Oracle, just in case we end up getting like a Doomsday pile or something that we want to play. But I'm not planning on playing the Thassa's Oracle necessarily. We'll see. All right, I have some options here. I actually just don't like show and tell. I think it's pretty bad. There's just too many answers. So I don't think we want that. There's Virtue of Persistence, which is fine. Just decent removal spell, and then big finisher that can bring back fatties. I think maybe I should just take Talisman. I already have a Shieldred, so I could be like a blue-black mid-range deck with a sprinkle of Reanimator. That's kind of like the deck I like to play more than all-in Reanimator anyway. So I'm going to take that. Nissa came back. Wow. Godless Shrine or Cryptic Coat? I'll just take Cryptic Coat. Again, if I just end up blue-black mid-range with a little bit of Reanimator, I like that deck. Nice. And I'll take the Creeping Tar Pit over the Unearth. Unearth is, in my experience, I've never had good decks for Unearth. It's hard to make work where you need a lot of powerful like 3-drop creatures. You can have good twos also, but it's hard to have those type of decks work. And there's the Soul Cauldron, which I don't know if we're playing yet, but we could. All right, I'm going to take the Grist. I don't know if we're going to be able to cast it, but oh, God, I've misclicked like that before. Last pick Showdown, huh? So we have a Springheart and we have a Grist. These cards are good. So we'll see if we can end up playing them. All right. There's the Doomsday. See if that wheels. But here I'm gonna take Force of Will. Other good options to take as possibles. True Name, Fatal Push. I don't think Doomsday is what you want to take now. Pest Infestation. So True Name, Pest Infestation, Fatal Push. And probably Push and Pest Infestation over True Name, honestly. Pest Infestation could just be the pick because I already have two good green cards. And I'm not even really committed to blue at this point. I have Ponder, Stern Scold, and Cryptic. But the thing is, I have two blue-black lands and no green lands yet. So I think Force of Will is comparable to Pest Infestation anyway. So I'm going to take the Force. Haven't really looked at the rest of the pack here. There's Sheldock Isle, Wasteland, Darkrit. But yeah, I'm going to take Mana Leak over all of these. Haven't really got a chance to play with Darkstar Augur yet, but it looks sweet. I like the Dark Confidant effects. It's Mana Leak. We have no power in this deck yet, but can be okay in this archetype specifically because sometimes if you like entomb Shallow Grave, you don't need like a Mox. You're still just putting a Griselbrand into play. So Carnage Interpreter. I guess we could just take Bone Shards too. Maybe try to wheel the Carnage Interpreter. I think I'm gonna take Bone Shards. We have no discard outlets yet. We haven't seen that much Reanimator stuff going around, but Bone Shards is just like okay anyway. Let's just take it. It's not that exciting. I don't. Spellseeker has high upside if we got like a Time Walk or something, but we don't really have anything that crazy to get yet. Shallow Grave, Mana Leak, Stern Scolding, Ponder. Not that crazy. It's just Bone Shards here. Ooh. I do like Crab, but I'm gonna Narset. I'm gonna Narset over Crab here. Yeah. It's also a Scrubland and a fetch, but it's not a fetch that we want necessarily. Narset is really good, and then now if we get again Time Twister, this sort of thing, we have Narset and Shieldred to combo with it. It's just I think gotta be Narset. Ooh, really good cards here. Bayou and Darkslick Shores as lands. Grief, Vamp Tutor, Smirking Spelljacker has been pretty good too. I think it's between Vamp and Grief. I think it's Grief. I'm looking to pick up some more cards that can reanimate my creatures, and Grief is really good with that. So I think it's just going to be Grief over Vamp. Bayou is tempting to play Grist and maybe Springheart as well, but yeah, I'm going to Grief. All right. I like Time Warp more than I should. Kind of just has that upheaval, like get out of it. Like, okay, as long as the opponent doesn't have Time Warp here, I should win. And then if you have that, you can get out of situations. Ooh, I really like Miscalc. I'm going to take Miscalc over Shieldred's Edict for sure. Like I said, I like the stack-based interaction better than the removal for the most part. Off-color Signet, a Raucous Theater, or a Fairy Mastermind. I think I'm going to take Mastermind. We don't really have much Reanimator going on at all yet. We could just be blue-black mid. Fine with that too. There's a Doomsday though. Doomsday came back. Was there a Dark Rite in the next pack that we could get too? Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I'll take Dark Ritual. We can also just Dark Ritual, cast Shieldred, cast Grief. Seems good to me. There's Carnage Interpreter too. Dark Ritual, Carnage Interpreter. Maybe if we like mull to 4, Dark Rite, Carnage Interpreter, go. That's pretty thick. I don't know if we're gonna play that, but I'll take it. Dress down for the board. Dress down's kind of hard to use in Cube. I think it's easier to use in Constructed. So I guess technically we have a Thassa's Oracle, a Fairy Mastermind, maybe a Carnage Interpreter. I don't really like Carnage Interpreter with all these counters necessarily, but it's a card we could play. So we have those cards to put counters on with Soul Cauldron. So this becomes a 5/5 menace if you have one or fewer cards. And there's the Bayou coming back. Also the Spelljacker. I can't obviously Endurance. I think I'm gonna Bayou because Grist is so good. I think that's the pick. I don't think I want a Bloodghast yet. Okay. Obviously we need like a fetch land in order to really play these green cards, and Springheart's not necessarily doing that much for us right now, but still just a good card. What other activated abilities do I have other than Griselbrand right now as well? Basically nothing. Now there's Animate Dead. I wonder if I'm supposed to take Animate Dead over Mana Drain. I don't think there's any way that's possible. Mana Drain's worse than it used to be, but it's still counterspell with huge upside. I have to take Drain. No fetches here. Other notable cards, Fractured Identity, like I mentioned, Preordain, Metamorph is fine. Other cards in the back are pretty bad, so I'm definitely not expecting to wheel an Animate Dead. But maybe we'll get lucky. All right, I'll take a Blooming Marsh. This just gets us closer to at least splashing the Grist. We don't have to play the Springheart necessarily, but playing the Grist would be nice. Playing both of them even better. So if we just get like a black fetch, then we're good to play both of them probably. Don't think I need Cabal Ritual at this point. Maybe wheel this Jace. So we have Thassa's Oracle, Jace, and Doomsday. That'd be a nice little package. Ooh. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'll take Thoughtseize over anything else in this pack. Getting the Duress back would be nice. I like Chromehost Seed Shark. This card is somewhat narrow, but impressed me when somebody played it against me, but it's still 4 mana. I think there's other better 4 mana plays, but yeah, I'm going to slam Thoughtseize. All right. There's a Leovold. I think I'm going to take that. I was looking at like just other random blue and black cards, but none of them were really standing out too much. I do like Image, but yeah, Leovold on the splash here. Again, hoping for a late fetch. Fetches get snatched up pretty quick. Not a fetch. And there's a, oh man, there's a Kaito. I think it's better to take the Breeding Pool over the Kaito at this point. Again, almost at this point, we could be blue-black mid with a Doomsday package and not even play Gristlebrand Shallowgrave. Instead, we could just be blue-black splash green mid-range with Doomsday. I'm going to take Breeding Pool. Liliana of the Veil, Frantic Search. I think I'm going to take Liliana here. Good card. Keep the Reanimator Dream alive. And it's just a card I can play. I have Dark Ritual, which is good with it. Take Lily. I have to cut some cards already. Ooh, wow. Mystic Confluence. Sick. Slamming that over like a Ball of a Sleeper or a Relic. Can't cast Blood Tithe Harvester. Take the Mystic. Okay. Let's see here. There's an Exhume. There's also just Spell Pierce. This is like a pivotal moment for our deck. We have 2 discard outlets right now only. I think I'm supposed to Spell Pierce. Exhume's like the worst reanimate card. I just don't have enough ways to get my Gristlebrand into the graveyard. Yeah, and the Animate Dead did not come back. Okay, well, it makes me feel better, but there's a generous Ent. Ent can get us Bayou and Breeding Pool, so slamming Ent. Obviously, Ent Exhume would be good, but we don't have that. There's Jace. Okay. I think we're Doomsday now. We're not Reanimator. I think I'm going to cut. There's a potential to still play Shallowgrave because of Shallowgraving Thassa's Oracle back is interesting, but I think at this point I'm cutting Gristlebrand Shallowgrave, and I am going to play the Doomsday package. Ooh, Seed Shark coming back too. Nice. I'm going to take that. Yes, I'll just take a Hexmage. I don't think I'm playing Sorin. Could side it in. I don't think I'm playing Concealing Curtains either. Or Evolve Sleeper, but I can side them in. Are we playing Springheart Nantuko here? Springheart Nantuko Carnage Interpreter is insane. Otherwise, it's mostly just making 1/1s. Probably not worth. But I will play these 2 green cards. And then I think I'm cutting Gristlebrand Shallowgrave, Soul Cauldron, Bone Shards. We have a lot of counter spells. We have a Carnage Interpreter that maybe I should cut. This is only 14 lands right now. I need to cut a bunch of cards. Carnage Interpreter, you're gone. This is kind of a land too. So I think I can play 16 land. Talisman Ent, I think is fine. I think I do want to play Jace and Thassa's Oracle, both of them, because that allows me to Doomsday and put both of them in the pile. And then if they deal with one, I have the second one coming. This deck looks kind of medium. It's going to be tough to 4-0, but it's certainly possible. I think Cryptic Coat gets cut too. I like it, but I don't know if we're actually winning by just Cryptic Coat attacking that much. It would have been interesting. We just still don't really have enough of the discard outlets, but if I had taken Animate Dead over Mana Drain and then taken Exhume, we could have played Gristlebrand, Shallow Grave, and gone a little bit more in, but then we still don't have that many ways to put stuff into the graveyard. So maybe I just didn't draft correctly, but it was tough. I think I can play one basic forest. I have one, two, three, four green sources right now. Maybe I don't even need to. Yeah, I think I don't even need to play a basic forest. Four green sources. Do I want to play five? Four green sources for two cards is probably fine. 7, 4. I think I might need to go add one more swamp. Maybe not though. This is blue and black. So how many black sources do I have right now? These black green lands might change the equation. This gives me only 6 black sources, and I basically have to Dark Writ Doomsday. And I have 7, 8, 9, just totally miscounted. And then how many blue? 11? Yeah, 11 blue, 9 black. Plus I have Generosent as additional, so it's more like 12, 10. Yeah, this looks good. All right, that's the list. See you in round 1. Try to 4-0 this thing, get a token. All right, welcome to round 1. We're against Yaskab. Would you like to play first? Yes. Unfortunately, I have to mulligan this hand. Thassa's Oracle Jace, 1 land. Just doesn't function. If we had one more land, it would, but we got a mull. Okay. Same looks good. What am I putting back? Could put back Talisman. I think that makes the most sense. It's a little harder to cast it. Could put back Ent. Ent allows me to hit another land drop, but I could also just play Talisman and have Spell Pierce up. I think putting back Talisman is safer. Doesn't allow me to grief on 3, but I can just Ent for land and then make sure to always have at least Mana Leak up. Because if I have to Spell Pierce on 1, then I won't be able to Talisman, have Mana Leak up on 2. So Ent can get Bayou here. Okay, that's scary. I don't have actually that much removal for that. They're probably just going to pass and then activate Reclaimer is my guess. What I don't want to see is the Library of Alexandria. Obviously, Cradle is scary too. Looks like they're just a lands-based deck. Surprised they didn't just activate Reclaimer there into when I had just open mana rather than playing right. I guess getting this out earlier is kind of an advantage, but who knows? Maybe they don't really need to Reclaimer quite yet. Bristly Bill. Start getting some counters. I'm just going to cast Grief next turn. They have another play, Exploration. I think against their deck, I just should Spell Pierce this. Not sure how many non-creature spells they're even going to have, or if Spell Pierce is going to be live. And I don't want them to get some graveyard recursion land thing going and have Exploration out on top of it. Dark Rit, not going to be good yet. Cast Grief. World Spine Worm. All right, you can have a worm in your hand. Go. So they can put Reclaimer out of range, so I have to just take damage. Don't want to chump yet. And they have a Tar Pit as well. Maybe they want to activate. Okay. See what we draw. Nothing. I think I'm attacking with both of my creatures. If they want to double block Grief, I get to trade for Bristly Bill. They can attack back, and I'm losing the race at this point, but I'm not sure like staying back is good either. Because they can Reclaimer for something and then activate their own Tar Pit and swing back for a ton of damage. And they get another Bristly Bill counter here, but again, I'm not sure what I can actually do, so probably just losing this game. I should put the Bristly Bill counter on itself. They are. It's kind of going off. So at this point, I think we need to Doomsday, and it's going to be tough because we don't have a way to draw a card in our hand. Oops. So if they go Tar Pit, attack for 10, put me to 5. Oh, they're just doubling the counters, hit for 11. I guess that's even better. All right, I think we're dead. I'll try to keep playing. Go chump chump. I think even if we draw Doomsday, we're gonna lose. Okay, Mox, sure. Probably just activate Tar Pit, attack with everything. Activate Tar Pit, play a land, kill me. No, not quite. Oh, they can, yeah, they can Reclaimer at instant speed. Okay. Wow, they're just letting it happen? Not killing me? Okay. Don't think there's anything I can do. I don't really want to show them this Jace either, but I think I will. Let's mill them. Okay, what was this? Torsten? So they probably have Flash in their deck. Maybe I want Bone Shards just because they have some big creatures that I might want to kill. I don't want Hexmage. I could Dress Down against Torsten. Yeah, I like Dress Down here against Torsten, World Spine Worm, and they have to have Flash. Let's bring these in. I cut Spell Pierce. I can cut Talisman. I can cut Jace. I'll just cut Talisman. Not sure if that's right either. All right, not the best hand, but I'll keep it. Let's just lead on a Ponder. interesting to wait and just not ponder at all because could wait till after Doomsday, but that doesn't seem good. I'm just gonna shuffle this. Stern Scolding's nice. All right, let's go Blooming Marsh, pass the turn. Do we slam Seed Shark next turn? I think no. Stern Scolding counters so many other things. Right of the Reliquary. Well, I'm gonna get to counter something here. Got wrecked by Bristly Bill last game. Not make that happen twice. I think I go Island, Seed Shark, and then next turn just play Grief. Maybe I wanted another Black Source in case I want to Doomsday this early, but I think this is fine. We're not even like the best Doomsday deck. I guess I can always Doomsday and put Ponder in the pile. Bitter Triumph pitching Torsten, that's pretty scary. Get to grief them though. Playing the Rabbit without the Offspring was kind of interesting. I don't know if they needed to get that down. Just gonna cast Doomsday next turn. Alright, well. Let's let them have Nissa. Let's not let them have a Torsten next turn. This reanimates stuff. So they drew Mountain, they play Keen-Eyed Curator, and their hand is Nissa. I'm gonna bind a block here. If they draw a land, it's gonna be tight between Doomsday. If I can Doomsday next turn. Maybe I just take 2 and then have the grief back. Is that better? I can block a 3/3 with it. I think I'd rather just have it in the graveyard. Not sure. There's a Leovold. I can just Doomsday, hope they don't draw land for Nissa. Because if I just go Leovold and they go land Nissa, I'm in such a bad spot. But if I go Doomsday right now, let's look at our deck. If I Doomsday right now, what could my pile be in order to win? I have a Leovold in my hand. I have another island too. So what if I do Ponder? Let's see. Maybe I don't even need... I think I do need Ponder. Oh, they can also exile some of my cards with Keen-Eyed Curator. But yeah, I can do Thassa's Oracle and Jace. I can maybe put a Lily in there. Maybe even a Grief if I want to grief them. I think I'm just going Doomsday and seeing what they do. They're going to Keen-Eyed Curator my Ponder. That makes sense. And what else? The good news is now they won't be able to turn this into a 7/7. So I'm going to go to 10. So I need to search for 5 cards here. If I could just put 5 cards, I draw Thassa's Oracle down to 4 cards, and then go Leovold, Thassa's Oracle, it's not enough to win. Alternatively, I can go put Generous Ent, Bayou in my deck. I can draw the Generous Ent. I can search my library for Bayou, but then I don't get to draw a card. So that doesn't really work either. I have Miscalculation as a potential cycler. I have Dress Down as another potential cycler. So what if I do that? I think that's what I have to do. So I go. I'm gonna have this island as well. So the 5 cards that I put, I go. Oh, the Dress Down is funny because if I use Dress Down to draw a card, I also have Time Warp. That's an easy one. I can't Dress Down because it turns off my Thassa's Oracle. But okay, Time Warp's another way to do it. I haven't thought this through. Um, so let's say Time Warp on top. Just draw Time Warp next turn, cast it. Then I have 4 cards in the library. Then I draw down to 3, and then I just go Leovold Thassa's Oracle. That loses to like removal, but then I can also put Jace. So let's get Jace, Time Warp. Are these going to put it in this order? I hope not. I'll click Time Warp last just in case. Jace, Time Warp, Thassa's Oracle, and then 2 more cards. I guess Force of Will. I don't know if I want Dress Down, but we'll do it. Dress Down, Oracle, Time Warp. Okay. This is so not fun for my opponent. And then put the cards on top of your library. So um, I think I'm doing Jace last. Jace, Force, Dress Down, Thassa's Oracle, Time Warp. Okay. So if they don't kill me or draw interaction, I think I win. Okay, I think I got it. We found a line. We used a lot of time. Their graveyard doesn't get shuffled in, so they can turn this on. Oh, they didn't do it. I wonder if they had drawn Nissa if I was dead at Xaxes for 10. They have creature, sorcery, instant. They didn't quite have it anyway. Take an extra turn. Then draw down to 3, and then Leovold, Thassa's Oracle. Three devotion. I win the game. Put a card on top. I guess I'll put. Then if you have no cards in library, you win the game. Oh, you have to draw. Well, I can draw the Dress Down. I'll just Dress Down into Jace, I guess. So I put one of them on top. Whatever, I'll just put the Jace. Okay, doesn't matter. I win the game. Forgot. Okay. Definitely like having the Dress Down. Oh, maybe I should. No. Maybe I should have Soul Cauldron too if they're trying to reanimate. I can exile their thing. That seems a little loose. Do I want to Spell Pierce? I don't think so. Could Concealing Curtains because they're trying to do some combos, but I think I'm fine to not. I'll keep this pretty mid hand. Hopefully we don't get turn 2 flashed. Just need to have this mana leak up. Please no untap blue. Okay. Okay, nice. Nice. Now I just get that safety of, whew, okay, I have mana leak up. Fairy Mastermind, great draw. Well, that was weird lag. The turn hadn't gone to them yet, but they played a land. All right, it's Mastermind. Not sure what they kept over there. They F6'd. Dark Ritual. If I play like untapped blue source, I can actually Dark Ritual into Mystic Confluence, which I feel like I might want to do over Mana Leak. Maybe there's no reason to. I can just save the Dark Writ. Yeah, I don't think I need to do that. They're going to just cast a turn 4 Nissa as their first play of the game. Go to Wara. Okay. Interesting. They're doing literally nothing. Are they going to just try to flash at the end of my turn? I have to Dark Writ, Mystic Confluence that. So, just doing nothing. Okay. I want more blue sources actually, especially since I have a Dark Ritual. Just hitting for 2. Not gonna draw with Mastermind. Elvish Reclaimer, sure. I don't want to get EOT flashed here, so I think I just let them have Reclaimer for now. Thoughtseize, okay, that is huge. That helps a lot. Let's play Bayou, Thoughtseize. That might force some action. Wow. Animate Dead, Souls of the Lost, Traxa, Bitter Triumph. They have Bitter Triumph this whole time. So I think I obviously cannot take a Traxa. I think I just have to take Animate Dead. Oh, they have no black mana. They can't. Oh, they can't cast their stuff. So now I'm actually. I can just keep locking them out of their color. I can go take Animate Dead, bounce Reclaimer right now, and then I'm pretty safe. I can go bounce Reclaimer, draw 2. I think I do this. I think I take Animate Dead, cast Mystic Confluence, bouncing Reclaimer, draw 2. I have shields down, hit for 2 down to 12, and then they have to just replay Reclaimer, and then I have drawn 2 cards and I'm in a good spot. I can also go Dark Ritual, Mystic Confluence to still have Mana Leak up, but I just don't think I need to do that. It's bounce, draw, draw. Okay, there's Time Warp, nice. Okay. So we know their hand is these 3 plus Reclaimer. No Swamp. Okay. Lotus Cobra. Okay, no land though. Okay. So now if I Dark Ritual, Time Warp, I can activate Creeping Tar Pit and attack for 5, which I want to do that. That seems worth it. So let's do it. Dark Ritual, Time Warp, Animate, attack for 5. Because this get the land that's tapped. They will get one black source, but oh, can they? Will they be able to cast Atraxa? Blue, green, white. Maybe they just go for that, and I get to counter it. So this might work out for me. Leovold. Let's see, if I animate, I get to still leave up double counter. So I think just not playing Leovold, leaving up Mana Leak and Miscalc is the best play. Let's go with that. Because now this puts them to 2. So my Fairy Mastermind and my Creeping Tar Pit kill. And I have somewhat double protection up. They might be able to make a fair amount of mana here. Especially if they have drawn a land. Our deck seems pretty bad though. It's just going to be so hard to 4-0 with this deck. We didn't get there on Reanimator. Our Doomsday package is pretty bad. We got one win though. We keep trying. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, welcome to round 2. We're on the play, luckily. Nice. Just slam Oracle on 2. No, I'm going to just play... Probably not going to do that. I guess I'll play Underground Sea. Ponder. Ooh, there's a Doomsday. How early do I want to play a Doomsday? I think the answer is pretty early. Do I want to just play Doomsday on 3? I want to have the option. I think I'm going to keep this. I don't have much else going on, but I have a lot of lands, so I think this is good enough. So let's put back Breeding Pool, Doomsday, Tar Pit, in case I want to Tar Pit on 2. I guess I'm going to draw the Doomsday anyway here. Maybe I should have drawn the other land. Currency Converter. I think I do want to leave myself the option to Doomsday next turn, so let's Tar Pit, pass. Wow, they just don't have a land? What the hell? Okay, I'm going for Doomsday. And then I can Dark Writ Time Warp or something. Ponder into Dark Writ, into Time Warp. I think I can do all that. Ponder, play Island, Dark Ritual, Time Warp. Yeah, so Dark Ritual, Time Warp. I guess. Thoughtseize, Jace, and Grief too? Or Force of Will? Oh, and Ponder, and Ponder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. I have plenty of lands. And then put them on top. I'll put Jace. Oh, I can't quite draw into everything this turn. Did I just mess up? Maybe I just needed Miscalc and I could have won. Should have thought about it more carefully because I can't Ponder into Dark Ritual. Oh no, I can draw Ponder for my turn. Yeah, I kind of messed up. I won't be able to win next turn now. I can just draw Thoughtseize first, I guess. And then I can ponder into Time Warp and then just Thassa's Oracle. Probably mess this up. And then I can just hardcast Time Warp, I guess. I think I did mess up. I think I could have won on this next turn, but hope we should still be okay versus an opponent who's not doing anything. I'm not going to Lily plus, but I can play Lily. Oh, they're discarding a card. Chalice. Oh, that can give them a treasure. It's kind of scary, actually. Luckily, I do get to Thoughtseize. And play Lily. They have a mana drain. So if I take that, I should be safe. Take mana drain. Play Liliana. None of these cards matter, I don't think. I'm still not going to plus. Maybe I should. Oh, too late. They're gonna have 3 mana. Oh no, they made a 2/2. Okay, that's fine. Now they make a treasure. Oh, lands make treasures. Okay, okay. Magda or Grim Monolith. Yeah, Magda. Okay, so they're like blue red mid. They're gonna Fury my Lily. Sure. What they pitch? Pyroglyph. They have a Fiery Confluence in hand too. Okay, now I draw Time Warp, then Ponder, and then I win. Still think I could have won on my turn 4 though. I could have gone Miscalc, Ponder, Cycle Miscalc, Ponder. Oh no, that's not quite enough to Thassa's Oracle. Maybe I couldn't have. Okay, let's go land. Time Warp. Take my next turn. Ponder. Doesn't matter really. Top. Use Ponder's ability, no. Thassa's Oracle. Okay. Played poorly, but Doomsday Powell was enough. Okay, Dress Down. Kind of gets their couple of their creatures like Fury somewhat and Pyroglyph. I don't know if I want it. I think I just run it back. All right. Game 2, we have the turn 1 Doomsday, which honestly I think I'm gonna do. Let's keep opponents on a mulligan to 6 as well. Turn 1 Doomsday is pretty hard to interact with. I can put some lands, I can put the Thassa's Oracle, I can put the Jace. I have a Thoughtseize as well. Mana Vault's good, but they're on the mulligan. Oh, Ponder? Jeez, that was maybe like the best thing I could have drawn. Yeah, I'm just gonna Doomsday here. Dark Ritual Doomsday. And then here, do I want to do the Generous End plus Bayou in order to thin? I don't think so. Next turn, I probably want to just go Ponder, Thoughtseize. And then maybe I want like a Spell Pierce and another Island and a Jace. So I think the cards I want are Island, Jace, Thassa's Oracle, Spell Pierce, and maybe Grief. I can Grief away the Grist as another Thoughtseize. That's 4 lands total. Yeah, I think that's good. And Grief. Okay. And then how do I put these? Depends like what I'm gonna do as far as like if I when I thought sees them. Um, I potentially can go for it on 3, and I can change the order of stuff with Ponder. So I think what I need to do is yeah, next time I'm gonna go Thoughtseize Ponder, and then if the way is open on my turn 3, I just go Thassa's Oracle and that's game, right? Because I have 5 cards, I draw down to 4, Thoughtseize Ponder, then I draw down to 3. Oh no, no. Yeah, then I ponder down to 3, then I draw down to 2, and then I just play Thassa's Oracle for the win. If I have to wait one turn, I draw the Spell Pierce, and then I can Spell Pierce Thassa's Oracle. If that doesn't work, I even have the Grief. I guess I go Grief before Spell Pierce, and I can just go. I don't know if this is even that relevant. I'm just gonna do stuff. Guess I'll draw the Grief, then the Thassa's Oracle. Oh yeah, because next turn I can go Thoughtseize and Grief. Okay. Go. I guess I can go land, grief, Thoughtseize, ponder. For no power, this is insane. Most of my library is exiled here. Pyroglyph? No, robber. Magda. Okay. It's not a dwarf, so I get hit down to 8. Oh, they exile the grief. Wow, that could have been bad. The robber of the rich tech. Wow. Okay. Now let's go. Oh yeah, we don't have the grief anymore. Wow. So if I Thoughtseize down to 6, I could die, but I still think it's better to do that. I think that's lets me more likely survive. Thoughtseize you, go to 6, take a burn spell. It's just land. So top deck burn spell kills me. So I can ponder, put a card that's going to get exiled to robber that they won't be able to use. Um, I guess I can draw the island right now, have the spell pierce on top of my deck. I would just lose to that. I guess I can just let them exile the island. I'll draw the spell pierce right now. So I go Jace, island, spell pierce, draw spell pierce. They attack or not. I'm still just gonna go Thassa's Oracle next turn. The robber of the rich almost got me. Yeah, so burn spell kills me. Random creature without haste doesn't kill me. Mountain, attack me down to 2. I play Thassa's Oracle. They cannot play the Grief. That would have done it too. No. Oh, they can? They can use mana of any color? I lose? Oh my god. Damn it. That felt really bad. I wonder if there's anything I could have done. I think I could have done a different order on the ponder, maybe. I think once the ponder happened, it was all good. I'm just gonna run it back. You know, it was the robber. It was the robber of the rich that really messed me up. I feel like I could have done something, but yeah, I'm not sure. Here, let me try to fix this. This chroma key is bothering me. I think that's better. Okay. Okay, got a mulligan, 0 lands. All right, this hand looks good. Let's put back this grist that we can't cast. And then I think I want to Thoughtseize them on 1. I kept 7. The reason I want to Thoughtseize on 1 and not 2 is because I wanted to take a Mana Vault if they had it. And I think I'm just taking Dress Down here. Stops my combo. Just don't want to have to deal with that. They're probably just going to go Spire Bluff. Oh, they go Polluted Delta. They're going to get a Surveil Land. I'll go Tarp It. Tarp It into Lily. Maybe no plus if I don't draw another land. Maybe they play a creature that I can just Lily minus. That would be best case for me. Need to play Blooming Marsh next turn as well. Oh man, that last game was rough. Turn 1 Doomsday and lost. There's got to be a better pile I could have done. Grim Monolith. Okay, that's really scary. They can Bonehorde Dracosaur next turn. I can Lily plus discard this Thassa's Oracle. It's fine if I Doomsday, you can put it back in. They discard Mountain. Now they can go Mountain, Chalice. Oh, they can't quite Chalice for 2 into Bonehorde, but they can Chalice for 1 into Bonehorde or just play Bonehorde. Either way, I get to Lily minus it. Yeah, they don't want to play it into Lily. Sweet. All right, let's start by plus Lily. Just gonna play land Shelly, hope it resolves. Nice. They discard Mountain. Their hand is Chalice, Bonehorde, Dracosaur. Maybe just do it the fair way here with Shelly. It's not that fair, but just play a 4-drop creature. Hopefully it can solo them. Wow, they're just not playing Bonehorde into Lily. That's really good for me. Now I'm going to hit for so much damage. Whew. Miscalc? I guess I don't know if that does anything. They have so much mana. I think I'm just cycling Miscalc. Maybe I hit a land and then plus Lily after. Yeah. Could have just attacked with Tar Pit and then discarded, but I didn't do that. They would be at 10, they go to 8. Maybe that's a quicker clock. Now they're going to 11. I can hit for 7. I do have more mana to work with here. Okay, they play Bonehorde, sure. Just Lily minus that. I don't need to ult Lily, I don't think. Now I'll just activate Tarpit now. Okay, they're at 2. I have Tarpit and Shelly. Okay, nice. Whew. Getting there, 2-0. I'm really bad at Doomsday. I'm a pretty bad combo player overall. It's my weakest archetype for sure, and Doomsday is so hard. I can't, like, my brain just stops working when I'm like, okay, how am I going to build this? And I have such little experience with it. I'm not good I'm good at fighting like the mid-range battles and control battles and knowing what matters, how to like stack my 5 cards and what cards to get. It's been rough. Let's see if we can get 2 more here. Let's go round 3. All right, round 3 with blue black. Kind of have Doomsday, kind of have a Shelly thing going. We like to play first, yes. Yeah. We need to draw another land, but Thoughtseize into maybe Grist, maybe Chrome Host. We have a Shelly too. I'm gonna keep. What's Thoughtseize on 1? Reanimator. So definitely don't want to take one of the fatties. I can take Deep Cavern Bat, I can take Snuff Out, or I can take the Reanimate spell and just let them Deep Cavern Bat me. Deep Cavern Bat is annoying, but I feel like taking the Necromancy is where I want to be. Any discard outlet, and they're putting one of these in. And if they just slow me down, I have a lot of ways to fight that. They kind of have to take Grist, so I think I just take Necromancy. Their hand is good though. It's weird on the revealed cards, it shows you all of them, but then it doesn't, like, the card you take is still just a revealed card. Okay, we're really gonna have to hit a land on the next draw step in order to function here. This hand was risky, but I think it was worth. They should play Deep Cavern Bat. It's, I think, too greedy to not. Wow, they're not. Okay. They don't want it to get countered. Nice. Let's go. So now I can just play Grist Plus. It's the best against Snuff Out. Cast Grist. Can't believe they didn't play Bat. Plus. Militar Pit. That would have been a good one to draw. But maybe we'll draw untapped land and go Seed Shark. I guess it still dies to Snuff Out. Oh, they drew Flash. Oh my god. Jesus. They drew Flash. My god. Okay. They get to kill my Grist with these. Fuck. I thought they were just like waiting a turn because they didn't have anything else going on, but instead they drew the best possible card. They just attack 5 things at Grist. They still have Snuff Out. Trade. Now I need Black Source plus Doomsday. Brutal. Play Curtains. Gonna flash in Malcolm. I can't even Spell Pierce the Snuff Out, but I can just play Shieldred. maybe this can be enough. I can't believe the top deck flash. So brutal. Jeez. Now they can curtains away the Shelly if they want. Maybe they're scared of Thoughts of the Oracle. Maybe they're like, that's how I lose this game. No, they just slam Shelly. Yeah, get hit for 1,000,000. Played Island. Okay. Still have Snuff out. They should wait and untap and go to their turn, especially if they know about Snuff out. At 8, 3, 4, say there's 6 of these. I need to block 2 things. But they have Snuff out. I don't think I can. I just lose. Just play the Feed Shark. They're going to Snuff out it, and then I lose. Yeah. Okay. So they look a little more all in on the Reanimator stuff. I think I actually do want this. I do want Dress Down. I might want my own Concealing Curtains. What do I not want? Stern Scolding, maybe. Counters Brazen Bar that we saw. But I think they're going a lot bigger than that. Don't think I want Talisman. I think I do want Grist. I also have Force of Will. We have not been drawing too much. Could go down one more land. I think I want to leave the Time Warp in. Maybe just Curtains is just not good enough. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna keep. That looks pretty decent. I have a Force of Will if I have to stop a Reanimate. I can play the Leovold on 3. I have a Shieldred, then I can follow those up with a Doomsday perhaps. Narset. I think we're supposed to play Island. I'm not really trying to Doomsday on 3. Now I can Force of Will pitch Narset. Slam the Leovold. Curtains. I think that's fine because I'm going to have the Leovold in play. So if they want to Curtains me, they can take the Force, but then I get to draw 2 cards off the Curtains. They could also take Doomsday, but that's fine. So yeah, I'm not going to force that. Just slam this. Obviously the long pause, they think we have a counter. They don't know it's Force of Will, but yeah, this card is just not that good. It's like a bigger, slower, clunkier Vendilion Click. Like a bad Thought-Knot Seer. Grist is interesting, but I still think I want to just Leovold here. Just because it's good against the Curtains activation. I'd like to just get Shelly down too. You also can't snuff out the Leovold. Swamp Cycle the Troll, sure. It is going to be bad if they go like Dark Writ, flip Curtains, reanimate, but maybe I could still beat that with what I have. Flash, okay. Let's force. And now I can go Grist Plus. If I draw land, I'll probably just play Shelly. Soul Cauldron. I think I want a Soul Cauldron here over Grist. It's tempting to Grist because then I get to make a 1/1 and then next turn I can kill the Curtains, but let's just Soul Cauldron. Now I can attack. Okay, so now you're just going to kill their Curtains if I want to activate Soul Cauldron, which I think it's safe enough. They have to discard a card and reanimate it. Maybe they're baiting me into this, but I'm going to go for this. Okay. They can't draw any cards. So they have to have like a discard outlet and a reanimate that doesn't draw cards. Show and tell. Okay, I'll put Shelly in. Woodfall Primus, the Cauldron. I draw. Yeah. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, I want to draw. Opponent's really all in on the unfair stuff. Draw, gain 2 life. Can't cast Doomsday, but I can cast Grist. Maybe I don't want to cast Grist against Woodfall. I have Fairy Mastermind, Leovold as well. I think I want to just go land, pass, play Fairy Mastermind. Doing fine right now. Entomb, geez. Entomb reanimate. They have Flash, Entomb, Show and Tell. They're gonna Tolly here. This doesn't even target. Okay, let's Fairy Mastermind. Yeah, the Necromancy, they were just seeing if I was F6'd. Okay. So they get an Natali. Let's see what they hit. They hit the Deep Cavern Bat and a Chromos Seed Shark. Okay. This is still beatable. Flash and Mastermind. They bat one of my cards. I get to draw. Spell Pierce. That would have been nice. to counter this. Take the grist. Makes sense. There's a Thoughtseize. Okay. I'll Thoughtseize them. Oops. I go down to 25. Battle Ball and Crab. I guess they're closer to casting Crab, but if I put it in the graveyard, they can reanimate it. Jesus, they're probably gonna draw reanimate. I'll just put Crab in the yard. So scary. They're gonna draw like a 2-mana reanimate that I can't spell pierce. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna die to Battle Ball too. No attacks. They can attack with Woodfall plus Atali here. It's gonna be pretty tough for me. Inquisition. They also get to incubate. Okay, let's draw. I gain 2. Do I spell pierce? Well, they won't be able to flip the incubator right now, but does that matter? They're gonna probably take Doomsday anyway. They just let it resolve. Yep, take the Doomsday. I'm in trouble now. Not attacking with the Atali. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll definitely take 6. They have 1 card in hand. It's Battle Ball. This costs 4. Mystic Confluence. That actually I think is gonna be good enough. That was like the perfect draw. I can bounce like Seachark, Atali, and Woodfall Primus back to hand. Do I want to wait for anything else to happen? I think I just do it now. Then they could reanimate Crab, but that I can beat. Bounce 3 things. I get the Seachark back in my hand. It's mine. Okay. Whew. Jesus. Leovold put in so much work. Opponent's deck is crazy. Entomb, a couple good reanimate things. Flash, Show and Tell. Okay, so is it time to Gristlebrand? Is it time to Gristlebrand here? I mean, they have Show and Tell in their deck. Okay, I think I want Concealing Curtains as well. Maybe I bring in this whole package. I guess Shallow Grave is bad. Not sure like everything that I'm cutting though, that's the thing. I guess Lily is bad, I should have cut that. Can't really plus Lily that well. Chroma Seachark's actually a little slow for this matchup. It's not really what it's about. And they don't have that many ways to actually draw cards. The Leovold like bottom ability where they target me and my stuff was crushing them, but they couldn't really draw cards anyway. They're just like all combo pieces. It's pretty insane. Maybe I don't need the bone shards. What am I doing with this Gristlebrand? Just if they show and tell, I get to put it in. That's it. I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine. That just counters show and tell by putting in Griselbrand. Taking out Narset's kind of crazy. We have a minute left. Definitely need Thoughtseize, definitely want Soul Cauldron, definitely want Dress Down. Could side out Fairy Mastermind, keep in Narset. Let's just do this. Do I want the Shallow Grave? I think no. Okay. Making a lot of changes here. Let's go. Win this game and then win one more match. If I 4-0 with this deck, I'm gonna be shocked. I'll get a punch in the finals. That's my MO. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna keep Dark Griselbrand. Jesus, come on. Too good. Gonna Spell Pierce that. Really far from casting anything now. Okay, they take my Dark Rit. They see my Griselbrand. Okay, I can get a Breeding Pool with this. I can get Breeding Pool and play it tapped. Oh, they only have one land too. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna save the life. Just be farther from casting Necro. Or not Necro. Doomsday. So maybe that was wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to just Blooming Marsh into Swamp. But I also want to cast Jace. Reanimate my Generous End. Wow. That could kill me. Mana Drain. Four-turn clock on the end. I even cycled on my turn. I should have played around Reanimate, but I didn't. Okay. Nice. Now I can Jace next turn. Then they have to attack the Jace. That buys me a turn. Draws another card. They're missing on land still, maybe? Yep, okay. Mystic Confluence, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna do that instead. Probably want to stay at 10. Just on their upkeep, I'll bounce, draw. I don't want to take another hit anyway, so I might as well just do it on their upkeep. Entomb, Inquisition, Reanimate. Jeez. One land, but still doing okay in this game. This game is not over. Might be safer to take 5, go to 5, and then end of turn Mystic Confluence, because if they play a spell that I want to counter, maybe going to 5 is fine. They could draw a blue source and have a counterspell themselves, though. I think I'm just going to go for the upkeep. Bounce, draw. No land. Okay, they hit a land and it was blue. They're gonna flash something in. Okay. They're not flashing in right now. I shouldn't have F6'd also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I think I'm going Jace, leave up Mana Drain. I guess maybe concealing curtains leave up mana drain is better. That's funny. I'm just talking shit about concealing curtains and it's like I'm playing it over Jace. Let's go land, curtains. Transform. They're killing the curtains, discarding Woodfall Primus. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about the curtains. The creature itself. Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't get to transform. Okay, still fine. Didn't want to counter. Okay, can't stop this. Soul Cauldron would probably be my best draw. I'd be surprised if they don't go for a reanimate here on Woodfall. Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, they're not going to be able to crew this. Just let it resolve. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, I can't go Jace plus Mana Drain here. So I have to just go Grist plus Leo Mana Drain. You have a miscalculation, sure. I have a Bayou to get with this end, but nothing else. Yeah, I'll Mana Drain like a Reanimate. Anything that brings back like a Woodfall Primus I'll probably get. Okay, they're on 4 mana now. Phyrexian Metamorph. Am I missing something? This is just going to be a 1/1. Or a Smuggler's Copter? It can't be a Grist. This isn't a 1/1. This doesn't copy Grist. It's just going to get... Oh, it's going to get Insect and then they're going to Smuggler's Copter. I see, I see. Alright, that's fine. They can hit my Grist down. Yep. They get to loot. Alright, where's the Soul Cauldron at? Battle Ball. I feel like they have like all fatties in hand. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I have no... Yeah, Breeding Pool, Bayou, and that's it. I can't get another blue source with End. Bone Shards. So funnily enough, I can Bone Shard sacking my token, kill your token, and then they can't copter anymore. I can also discard a card to Bone Shards. I can discard like my Ent or something here. Plus Leovold, that would have been nice to have. I think I'm going to discard Ent here. I could cast End. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Maybe instead I just cast Ent, keep the Bone Shards in hand, have Drain up. It's bad like if they have a Spell Pierce or something, but they have removal spells though. All right, let's just drain. Could even just discard a land. Or I could just sack this insect. Let's just do that. And then I'm going to go play land. Think I'm fine to start hitting them here. Okay, still have mana drain up. I'm pretty close to the point where if they just play another creature that can crew Copter here, I can just drain it, play Gristlebrand, and then go from there. I think I'm going to let this resolve. They're not going to be able to get another creature in play, I don't think. Nice. I could play Jace, but I think I want to just keep hitting with Tar Pit. And have drain up. I basically just only want to drain what really matters. Petty Theft the Insect, but not my other stuff? Okay, well. Oh, they don't have double blue. Why are they petty thefting that insect? Yeah, I'm gonna let it resolve. They don't have double blue to cast the borrower. Now they go to 4. How did they petty theft like Tar Pit? I already played a land, I think. Yeah, okay, they have 1 card left. I think they messed up. Soul Cauldron as well. I think I just start by going for lethal, make them do something before I cast anything else. Oh, they have food. Okay, they have food. Duh. But now I have Soul Cauldron. Yeah, it's plus Grist first. Play Soul Cauldron. Now, I don't even need to worry about the Recurring Nightmare anymore because I have Cauldron. Whew! Oh man, this deck I don't think is that good. And am I gonna lose in the finals again? Let's see, I'll see you in round 4. Let's go. All right, welcome to the 4th and final round. I'm gonna keep this hand. We have a Force of Will, we have a Narset, we have a Ponder, and maybe a Shelly if we draw a couple black sources. Top. I'm gonna let that roll for sure. I think I'm fine. Well, they're a red deck. I'm just gonna Island Ponder. Lily and 1 black source. It's 1 swamp, but I can't cast the Lily. The island's not doing anything for me. I'm just gonna shuffle. Nice, draw swamp. That was great. What am I pitching to this force? Maybe the Thassa's Oracle. I kind of want the Narset. Not forcing that. Mana drain. Let's go. That is great. I do need to play Swamp next turn. So I can maybe Shelly on 4 with Force of Will up. I guess I do have Mana Drain Force of Will, so maybe I'm like saying this deck sucks, but like these cards are really good. I was like, play a 3-drop. Dark Rit, okay. I think I wait one turn because I can Dark Rit with Mana Drain and Force of Will up next turn. Let's just put a Breeding Pool into play tapped and pass. And then next turn, I can Dark Rit Shelly. I don't need to like go in now. When next turn, I can go in with double counter backup. And I can just hardcast Mana Drain here too. Maybe I still should have played Swamp in case I draw another Swamp. I don't need to Dark Rit then. What is this? Another Talisman's fine. Okay. Swamp. Dark Ritual. Shelly. I am going to try to protect the Shelly if I can. I think with all this interaction, I can win the game with Shelly double counter backup. I can't really draw with top that well because of shielded ability. So all they've played is mana cards and a top. They haven't like played any threat, any other interaction, nothing yet. They're in the finals here, so their deck's got to be good. It's got to have good stuff in it. They spin top, they draw with top, they lose 2 life. I'm gonna mana drain this, I think. Okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe they go infinite, but I can just counter their next things that they play. Basalt Monolith. Okay. Blooming Marsh. I think I'm just gonna go Blooming Marsh, attack. Do nothing else. Can't quite play the Narset because I drew a tap land. But the second black is nice. They're also just pretty close to dead. This card is insane. I guess they could cast like an Eldrazi or something that I can't really counter that well. Gadgeteer. So this gives them infinite mana, so I need to counter this. So let's just mana drain this. That plus this is infinite. Remand the mana drain. Okay, let's Force of Will the Gadgeteer and let the remand resolve. But let's Force of Will this first. Pitching Thassa's Oracle. That's why I wanted to have double counter up and not play the Shelly with only one counter up in case that like something bad happened. Now I have my mana drain still. They go to 6 and then they're dead to Shelly. Creature doesn't do it because I can Lily minus. Spin top. Okay, so we know one really powerful thing they have. They could have Zerta in their deck as well. So they could be a Basalt Monolith combo deck. Drawing a card, going to 4. Okay. Tolarian Academy. Urza. That actually kind of does it. It lets them survive, but I can still go Lily minus, and then they have to chump. And then they still go to 2. And I still have mana drain up. I'm actually just going to leave up Island. Lily minus. Attack with Shelly, they chump. And then I play Tar Pit, they go to 2, and I have mana drain. They can't draw any more cards. That's free, it gives them more blue mana. They can spin, but they can't draw. Okay. Whew, one more. One more game win. Come on. So they're a Tolarian Academy. They're a broken Tolarian Academy deck with at least one infinite mana combo. They could have 0 to 2. Okay. Maybe I want curtains. I like all my counter spells. They have a Urza and Academy, so they're just the broken artifact deck. Maybe with that had a slow start. They might not really have many creatures. I guess Lily can still pressure their hand. Maybe like Seed Shark is too slow. And Lily pressuring their hand is actually good. Especially with Thoughtseize, now Curtains, and Lily, I can just like try to break up their combos. All right, one more. Please give me an entry time. I've lost in the finals so many times. And again, sometimes they're my fault. In the last video, if you want to watch the last one, I made the finals and lost. Spoiler. Still probably the best deck I've had. I was really disappointed to lose. And I watched the video back, and there was a key moment where I just didn't see a line. I could have added more mana by casting a Crop Rotate, hitting a couple landfall triggers off Cobra and Nissa, go off, play Primetime, do everything that I wanted to do plus more, and I didn't do it. All that being said is I punted a lot of these finals, so it's on me. But I'll try not to punt this one. At least let this one be on this deck. This deck is medium. My mana's not even that good. I don't have any fetches. All right, let's go. All right, I'll keep this. Might not be. Oh, they mulligan to 5? Okay, okay. Now's our chance. Now's our chance. Their deck, I feel like they're in the finals. They're the artifact deck. They have Urza and Academy. They could easily just go like turn 1 mana crypt, turn 2 Urza, go off, like even on like 4 cards. So this is not over, but I have a Thoughtseize too. I could play the Thoughtseize on 2. I could leave up Mana Leak on 2. Dark Rit. Okay. Pass. So close here. Nothing too crazy, please. Need to get Bayou. Spell Pierce. Okay, Spell Pierce makes me definitely want to Thoughtseize now. I was gonna leave up Mana Lake, but now I'll Thoughtseize. Leave up Spell Pierce. Black Lotus. They could have Carnosaur next turn. Holy shit. They have Trinket Mage Lotus in their deck too. You know what's funny is I could greedily take Trinket Mage And then what? They're gonna go for Black Lotus Carnosaur. I guess I can't Spell Pierce that right now. I think I just take Black Lotus. This can hit a Planeswalker, which is annoying for my Jace plus this Trinket Mage. Because if I take Trinket Mage, they go cast Black Lotus, I can Spell Pierce it, but then they need to get to 9 mana so I can't Mana Leak the Carnosaur. They're just so greedy to take Trinket Mage. Could also just take Carnosaur, but then whatever they draw, they can like Black Lotus and go off. I think I just need to take Lotus. Okay, they're probably going to Trinket Mage here. We'll see if they have a 0 mana artifact that they're going to play. These two plus a card that they just drew for turn. I'd love to be able to slam Jace, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Coalition Relic. Okay, well, I'll Spell Pierce that. Now I get to Mana Leak the Trinket Mage. So that just worked out incredibly well for me. Got super lucky with that play. Now I Mana Leak Trinket Mage, and then I slam Jace. And they mulligan to 5, which is the only reason I'm really in this. And I Jace plus, wow, Mana Leak or Mana Drain. Still gonna Jace. I'm gonna mill them, I think. Land, Carnosaur plus Unknown. Now I just have a million counters plus Jace going. I guess I should not mill them. They could have like the Wheel of Fortune card. Sure, just start milling myself. We have old land. There's curtains. I have 5 mana total. I can Dark Writ if I want to. I feel like I kind of want to. I'm still going to have Drain up. I don't really know what I want to take right now, though. All right, let's just pass. I could just Mystic Confluence stuff. If not, I can just cast a Fairy Mastermind. I could have just cast Curtains, actually. That, oh no, because I wanted Confluence. Okay, let's Mana Drain the Subtlety. Now I add a bunch of mana. Jace plus on myself. There's a Grist. Sure, let's go land. Dark Writ, Curtains, Curtains you. Take Mystic Confluence. And then if I cast Grist, I don't have anything up, so I need to just do this. Their hand is Carnosaur plus an unknown card that they drew off Curtains, because this card's not very good. Mana Vault. Sure. And then they play Carnosaur, I counter it. Draw. And that should be the concession. Counter target spell, draw. They just mulligan to 5. Their deck looked really good. Mana Vault, Black Lotus. Okay, we got the Time Warp too. Sick. Now I can ult Jace. They have 0 cards. I guess I don't need to alt Jace yet, but I think I should. Is my Thassa's Oracle gone? No. Okay, let's ult. Draw 7. I can hit for 5 and play Shelly. But can I just Doomsday and then win right now? To win this turn? I have no way to... Oh, I can just Doomsday. I can't quite Doomsday, Ponder, Time Warp. How can I even Doomsday and win? Oh, I have 5 cards in library. What if I just Narset into Thassa's Oracle? That's just game right now. Okay. We got it. We got it with the bad deck. Woo! All that work for one of these just to lose in the 64 player event. No, but I'm going to Cube Worlds. I'll see you there. I'm going to try to record the 64 player event this week. Probably do a weekday night. But stoked. I can't believe we got it with this deck. Let's go back to the deck. I can't believe I got the 4-0 with this deck. It's so funny. 16 land, Ent. I guess my mana wasn't that bad with Ent. It's like kind of one fetch land almost. The Time Warp was really good. The Doomsday wins were actually pretty good. The best cards were Mana Drain and Mystic Confluence, I'd say. Mana Leak, and like the cheap counters all did work. Thoughtseize was incredible. We of Old was strong. Shelly was insane. So finally got the token entry. If you're liking these drafts, thank you so much for watching. YouTube.com/Snapbolt. Again, keep a lookout for the continuation of this video, where I'll use the token in the 64 player event and try to 6-0 that, and then one more 3-0 for Cube Worlds. But thanks so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.